Good evening, everyone. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, giving me an opportunity to speak to you. Give you just a little bit about myself. My name is Ryan Steele. I'm seeking your nomination for the U.S. House of Representatives 10th District. I'm 28 years old. I currently deliver pizzas. I've been delivering pizzas for the last 3 years. And I've been married to my wife, Laura. She's back there for the last almost 2 years. And I just finished 4 years at Wright State University, earning a bachelor's degree in liberal arts, where I focused on religious studies. Early Christianity was my area of focus, and philosophy, philosophy of religion and philosophy of life. Now, I got into this race because I think it's time that we sent someone new to Washington. We've sent politicians, we've sent lawyers, we've sent CEOs. I think that it's time that we realize that the politicians, the lawyers, and the CEOs have done precisely zero for us in Washington. I'd like to change that. I know what the real world is like. I live paycheck to paycheck. I don't have health insurance. I know what's going on out there. Right now, we have a Congress that can't appoint. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. We have a Congress that will not approve presidential appointees. We have a Congress that won't come together and compromise on rational legislation to help us. And we have a Congress that can't go 4 months without almost shutting down our government. Yeah. This has to stop. I think it's time that we send someone to Washington who can actually do something about that gridlock. And I believe that I am that candidate. I'm a philosopher. I proudly call myself a philosopher. And it is my duty as a philosopher to understand arguments, to be able to construct arguments, and to be able to see logic and fallacies in someone else's argument. This is what we need in Washington. We need people who can do this. More than that, though, I used to be a libertarian. I'm not anymore. In fact, I was a libertarian until I worked for DP&L, right here in Fayette County, turning people's power on and off. And so sometimes I was a collections agent at that job. And I hope that I never shut any of your power off, but sometimes I had to knock on someone's door and say, give me money or I shut your power off today. And during a year of that, I realized that that's just not what I wanted to do. It's not right to hurt people who are already hurting. So I say I'm not a libertarian anymore, and that was certainly the year, that was 06, 07, that was certainly the year that I changed my political beliefs. But I bring that up because I feel that being a former libertarian is sort of like the reformed alcoholic. I know the other side, I know why they think the way they do, I know why they argue the way they do, I know how to work with it, and I know how to defend against it. Similarly, as a scholar of religion, and specifically early Christianity, I believe that I understand evangelical arguments rather well. And once again, I know how to work with them, and I know how to defend against them. And I'm not afraid of entering into a religious discussion, even though I may not be in the same religious boat that you are in. I'm willing to have that conversation with you nonetheless, because I'm a religion scholar. Now, sorry, let me turn my page here. Yep. That's all I officially had written down. Though I want to say one more thing before I let you go here. Mr. Ezrati hinted at it a little bit earlier. I myself don't like going after fellow Democrats at all. But there is something that's been bothering me ever since Montgomery County announced their endorsement policy. I also have a major problem with a party endorsing a candidate in a primary. What's the point of having a primary, after all, if the party's going to make the decision for you? But, Ms. Neuhardt, you say in your speeches very often that the thing you learned from your 08 campaign was that a Democrat shouldn't run in a Republican-heavy gerrymandered district. because that's why you lost, you believe, that it was a gerrymandered district and you shouldn't have run. I say, but by that logic, no one should ever run. And you didn't file on December 7th either. It was a gerrymandered district on December 7th. I don't think you really want to be my representative. I think you want to win the election. And I'm not trying to, that's all fine and nice, I guess, but that's the way I see it. So I would like maybe to have that addressed, because if you're my nominee and you're the Democratic representative in that election, I want to feel comfortable voting for you. So I would like that addressed. Why on December 7th, when it was a more gerrymandered district, did you not file? And then when they redid the lines, then you chose to. So I mean, if you could give that to me privately, that's fine. If you'd like to say something publicly at a future date or later here, that'd be fine too. But I would like a response to that now that you're the Montgomery County endorsed candidate. Beyond that, I appreciate your vote in the March primary. I do believe that I'm the best nominee of our 6 options this year. So yes, I appreciate it very much. Thank you.